Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another live stream here on FloGrappling's channel. If you guys don't know, I'm Trey Robinson. I'll be your host for today's live stream as we watch a little bit of Jiu-Jitsu and get to know each other a little bit better. But today, we're going to be watching the 2019 ADCC Absolute divisions. One of the craziest Absolute divisions there ever was, if I say so myself. This division features the likes of Gordon Ryan, Lachlan, Giles, Buchecha, Muhammad Ali. I think Keith Krikorian was in this. Let me see. I had this pulled up earlier, the whole bracket. Yeah, Tim Spriggs, Gary Tonin, Edwin Najmi, Kainan Duarte, Mike Perez, Patrick Gauggio, did I say Pedro Mourinho? Yeah, so tons of names in this division. And if you guys know how this division played out, then you know that this was a little bit of where the star of Lachlan Giles was born. So I have all the matches put together in like one big super cut today. It's about 2 hours. And we're just going to go through and watch every single match from the 2019 ADCC Absolute division. I see we're trickling in. Everybody's trickling in now. Go ahead, drop a comment, get in the chat, get active in there so we can start interacting and everything. Let me know what you guys are up to, where you're watching from, and tell me what you know about the 2019 ADCC Absolute divisions. Are you guys hip to this? You guys already know what happened in the 2019 Absolute? If so, let me know. But we can jump right into it. Let me phase this music out real quick. That's enough of that. That's enough of getting hype with the synth wavy music. But yeah, we basically have a couple hours of a stream on our hands here as we take a little trip down ADCC memory lane, just a little look at where we came from so that maybe we can remember and predict where we're going. Bryce Crawford, did you see the official list of ADCC competitors? I did see the list. Yes, I did. That was kind of a surprise that they just dropped it on the website like that, to be honest. I didn't know they were going to do that, but I did see the list. If you guys want, maybe we can, at some point, we can look at the entire list and talk about, who all's in and everything, what we think about the division. So maybe we'll get to that a little bit, breaking down each division. What's up, Trash Man? Welcome to it. Just started practicing Octopus Guard, and my life has changed forever. I was messing around with Octopus Guard for a little bit. It's kind of fun. It's very satisfying whenever you do hit just like a sick octopus sweep on somebody. But yeah, so excited to do another live stream with you guys. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Hopefully we'll keep getting more and more people. Send the link to your grandma, send it to your girlfriend, send it to your wife's boyfriend. Go ahead and send that link out to everybody so we can run these numbers up. And then also, if you want to watch more FloGrappling, I dropped a link in the chat. So click that link. That helps me out. It helps, show the brass at Flow Sports that people are watching and kind of interacting and clicking on the stream so that we can keep doing them. But I guess without further ado, maybe let's jump into watching some of these matches and we can keep talking and everything. All right, so like I said, it'll be 2 hours worth of matches. We're just going no quad box today. No quad box. It was a little too hard for me to figure out how to make a restream where I can watch a quad box. So we're going match by match, 2 hours worth. Up first, we got Gordon Ryan and Pedro Mourinho in the round of 16 of the ADCC Absolute division. And let me know if I think there's some commentary going on the video. Let me know if you guys like the commentary on there also, if the volume needs to change. Let me know what you need to do. But this is like 2019 Pedro Mourinho. This is a real young Pedro, 2021 is whenever Pedro won double gold at Nogi Worlds, which I think was like his really like big kind of like statement event where he took double gold, IBJJF Nogi Worlds 2021. I think he beat, if I'm not mistaken, I think he had like Victor Hugo first round and beat Victor Hugo first round. And then in the finals, I think he fought Wagner and in his division and Cyborg in the Absolute and won both of those. So this is 2 years before that. And then in this one, this is a 2019 Gordon Ryan. So this would be whenever Gordon won. What did he just won what, like the -99 division? This would have been whenever he won -99. Let me double check. Because in 2017 he won -88 kilos. I feel like people who are maybe newer to the sport and stuff and didn't go back and like watch some of the older stuff might be like their mind might be boggled a little bit that Gordon is an 88 kilogram champion at ADCC also, because obviously he's huge now. Let me see. Yeah, so Gordon won -99 this year also. So the way the Absolute works at ADCC as well is that it runs after all the finals take place. Then they create the Absolute bracket, and everybody comes back out. It's like the last thing they do is run the Absolute division. Look at Pedro just is stepping right on top of Gordon's foot. A little trickery there, huh, from Pedro? He's trying to pull a little trickery on Gordon? But yeah, so like I said, this is a -99 kilos Gordon Ryan. In 2022, he was +99, which is pretty crazy. Gordon won at -88, -99, and over 99, as well as the super fight and the Absolute. There's been so many like iterations of Gordon throughout the year. I feel like, to be honest, I was kind of like a -88 kilo Gordon fan. But there you go. He gets the tap right there on Pedro. Little outside heel hook. Gordon Ryan advances in the Absolute. He's dusting it off, dude. Just freaking light work for the king, he says.
The only person he didn't submit was Lucas, right? So far? Yep. Yeah, Gordon, he's in a good row, man.
All right, now we got Gary Tonin, Edwin Najmi. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I think this was one of the craziest matches of 2019 ADCC. It might have won like match of the year or something, unless there was a different Gary Tonin, Edwin Najmi match I'm mistaking it for. If I am, you boys go ahead and correct, or maybe it was submission or something. Yeah, it's crazy. That's what it was. Just it wasn't the full match. It was the crazy Connie Basami. This is one of the most insane submissions I feel like in Jiu-Jitsu history. Just so smooth. The full America kit with the mustache from Gordon or Gary and stuff. Dude, it used to be so sick whenever Gary was competing a lot, you know, in Jiu-Jitsu. He kind of eventually went an MMA route and everything. But, like, there was no one more exciting than Gary Tonin. Like, Gary going out there and just freaking sending it on everything was absolutely electric all the time. And just such a wild dude also. All right, now we're going into Lachlan versus Kainan Duarte. This is obviously where the legend of Lachlan was born. Some of these matches right here. This is look at it. This is a pretty young Kainan too, dude. This is like a blonde hair, baby face Kainan. Still an absolute just slab of concrete. How do they decide who goes in the Absolute bracket? I think it's like a mix of so I can't say for like the years that Mo wasn't the head organizer. I don't know for sure. I know when Mo was doing it, there would be like basically athletes would talk and they would say they wanted in and stuff, you know. So you would kind of have like the pool of athletes that and I mean if someone from ADCC is watching and knows the better, I'm just gonna go off what my impression of how I know how they do it is. So feel free to correct me if someone from ADCC sees this and knows the better way. But they basically like the athletes kind of like put their name in a way where they're like, I want to do the absolute, you know? And then the organizers kind of just like take out of all those names, they pick the athletes that they believe to create the best bracket, and then they draw up the bracket and stuff. Because it's still only a bracket of 16.
Kind of controlling that leg drag position on the shin and then bringing his leg behind. Lachlan's getting
Lachlan's
sucked up.
doing kind of like a Braulio's been working on a lot of that funky little way to get the foot.
Kind of Duarte standing up, trying to push the legs down.
Lachlan just getting in on these legs and just never getting off of them.
As you mentioned, Lachlan Giles, teammate of Craig Jones. His wife, Livia Giles, was competing as well in this competition. First time husband and wife competed in the same ADCC.
Also, does Lachlan like ever wear a different rash guard and shorts? I feel like this is like the only attire I ever really see Lachlan wear. Or maybe it's just like, you know, Mandela type of effect where because this run is so synonymous with Lachlan that's what I picture when I picture him.
This matchup, the ADCC 2019 World Championship. Lachlan entering in on that leg attack once again.
Why aren't you out there competing, Trash Man? You gotta you ever thought about competing or anything? Getting out there and mixing it up? There we go. Lachlan gets the tap there. The 77-kilo grappler, Lachlan Giles, taking out Kainan Duarte. Who I think was Kainan plus 99 for this one? Yeah, this was the Nicky Rod year. Kainan versus Nicky Rod in the over 99 bracket. Because I suck. Well, you just got to compete against someone else who sucks. All right, now we got a little Keith Krikorian, Marcus Buchecha. This is a crazy match. Buchecha versus Keith Krikorian. Buchecha is just so damn big. And I'll just level with you, Keith Krikorian, not as big. Not quite as big. If we're just calling it like we see it, you know? Just not quite as big. Trash Man, with Octopus Guard, though, you got to be careful whenever people just start throwing in that cross face. Like, there's ways around it and everything, but it is a little bit annoying whenever someone, like, reaches back cross faces, and then you're just kind of, like, stuck in, like, a bad spot.
It's definitely important, but it doesn't make as big of a difference. In the gi, you can just hold a
I'm not that good with Octopus Guard, to be honest, but I find that if I'm rolling against someone around my size or smaller, then I can play Octopus. If I'm rolling with someone bigger, it becomes a lot harder, to be honest, because my technique's not good enough. But also, if they're really hip to Octopus, it's also, like, a lot harder. So for me, it's, like, a little bit more of a, like, caught you slipping. You don't know this technique enough to defend it type of move. Because I was playing with it for a while, but I kind of was like, I think I'm going to get back away from this.
Krikorian does a good job of re-establishing a half guard here. Tries to find that single butterfly hook as well.
One thing he's really got to look out for, and I don't know if it's...
There's like this weird aspect whenever someone as big as Buchecha fights a 66-kilo guy, where it's like Yeah, the big dude, like even there when he was passing, like Buchecha was kind of just like smashing Keith, you know? But the whole time Keith was able to retain his guard and kind of like, stay active under there. It's almost like the little guy gets lost a little bit. It's like the little guy gets lost a little bit like underneath a big dude like this, Where you can kind of like keep wiggling around and squirming. Obviously, if Buchecha puts you into a freaking
Pulling up on the back, trying to curl Keith up.
trash compactor, you're screwed,
Some neck crank pressure on it, it seemed. But
That's good to know. I'm bigger than everyone else, so maybe that's why I've been good with it. Yeah, it definitely works.
will with your
I feel like when you're bigger.
Sprawl inside control here for
My gym has been spamming octopus guard to make it seem unstoppable. You can. So for one,
12 all-time most wins.
I find this is me. If you guys know Joe Gilpin for Flow,
13.
Joe was also playing with some octopus at one point in time, and I find that if you go octopus guard, you can like your opponent or vice versa. You can also the other person can also go into octopus guard. So me and Joe were like double octopus guard, and we were just like rolling through with each other like 5 times, like just over and over rolling through with octopus guard because we were both just like it's basically it's kind of like a 50-50 position in some ways.
That right arm of Gregorian up over his head, reinforcing with his chest.
So if they're smashing with octopus guard, just you also throw up octopus guard and just freaking just roll around, do the roly-poly. CJ known Buchecha versus Gordon was my first match I ever watched before I started training in 2022. That's sick. Did you just come across the match and then like that's what made you start jiu-jitsu, or were you already like wanting to start jiu-jitsu and like checking it out and you saw that? How did you like come across that, and then what made you start training, CJ?
Loses it again. Back exposure for Buchecha. Looks to step all the way over the top, going for the arm, gets it straight. Gregorian's trying to squirm. He is very tough to submit, but against someone like Buchecha, just a matter of time, really.
size and strength difference.
Buchecha gets the sub.
Standing next to each other.
Credit to Gregorian for getting stuck in there, but
Dude, did you guys watch the Ruotolo brothers have been dropping a few more videos on their YouTube channel? There's nobody cooler out there in the jiu-jitsu world than the Ruotolo brothers, to be honest. They're just like, they're the best. But they just dropped a side quest with Ty video where Ty goes out on a boat and goes like spearfishing in the ocean, I believe. But it's like so sick, dude. It's just Ty has like a GoPro on and he's just like diving under and just like spearfishing. It's so sick. You guys got to check it out. Check out the Ruotolo brothers YouTube channel. Watch that video. Tell them Trey sent you. All right, looks like up next we're going to get a couple shirtless buff guys. We're going to get Tex Johnson versus John Blanc. What we doing here? Let's skip ahead a little bit. All right, here we go. I have that video say I personally love their style. Yeah, dude. Nobody has a sicker style than the Ruotolo brothers. CJ, some old wrestling teammates convinced me to try training, and I was nervous for class, so I searched up matches, and Gordon versus Buchecha was the first one that came up. That's sick. Have you been training ever since? Why did Buchecha do so bad in the UFC? He's been on a little bit of a skid, huh? Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know if it's like enough time has passed with MMA where here, this is like the big tap from John Blanc. Tex gets the sub there.
Lightning fast submission by Tex Johnson.
I feel like maybe in MMA now it's like in the early days of UFC, no one was like an MMA specific person coming up, you know? They kind of came from different disciplines and stuff and then started cross training to better prepare for the UFC, especially as it got more established and everything. But now it's like kids start MMA like they start jiu-jitsu now, you know? They kind of like just train specifically for MMA their whole life. So I don't know. Maybe it's like the time of being a specialist in the UFC just has passed.
How good he is at moving his weight.
Yeah, very
Chef
very
based. I was
aggressive
at
as
this
well.
event.
Like an arm in guillotine.
Yeah, arm in guillotine. He's got the guard closed. Well,
That's pretty
opened
cool.
up, rolling through. Kept
That's
that
pretty
chin
cool,
down,
Chef.
quite established on top.
You were at this one in Anaheim.
Yeah, and Spriggs got an early
Been training since then. It's been over 4 years. That's sick, CJ.
previous match.
That's pretty dope.
Something that he is very proficient at.
Yeah, always a fast starter is Tim Spriggs. Wrestles very hard indeed.
Look over here. Boom, boom.
Spriggs heavy on this collar tie. Staying nice and close in the middle of the
All right, so yeah, we got Tim Spriggs versus Jared Dopp.
Now with the collar tie.
Yeah, chef-based jiu-jitsu specialist isn't enough. Who do you guys think the best like jiu-jitsu person in MMA currently is?
an arm drag to a single, but never really committed fully.
And obviously Caden Tyree Atolo in one championship.
Here, it is a
Been
bad
having some sick
very
matches. Cade binked somebody up his last fight.
Not a good wrestler.
Mackenzie Dern probably up there. Bia Mosquita as well, having some success early in her UFC career now.
And they're both
The
going
Lady Goat.
4 points are available, which is interesting.
Yeah, trading arm drags there for a moment.
I'm not sure
Sean Brady. You think Sean Brady's the best grappler in
or if they just really want the top position because
the
they
UFC?
want to be on bottom.
He's pretty sick.
For whatever the reason, we could see decent wrestling battle.
Yeah, good trade of grips so far. Neither one really getting too much.
What's Paul Craig doing? Is Paul Craig still fighting in the UFC?
On that neck.
Paul Craig has nasty jiu-jitsu.
Spriggs going on. Oh, he's going on the 2-on-1 for a second, but Dopp countered nicely.
Ooh, he's been on a losing streak.
Reverse grip for Spriggs, and he's got the inside collar tie.
Yeah, they've been doing too hot, huh?
Forward here, Dopp backing up. Still only 3 minutes in, and it has been a lot of movement.
Yeah, you definitely have to have like a MMA specific style of grappling at this point. You can't just go in with like pure jiu-jitsu. Like obviously that was the Kron Gracie issue this last time he fought, where he kind of sat and didn't work
Dopp
well.
switches, looks to get underneath, can't quite get to the back.
Well defended from Spriggs.
Yeah, nobody's got too deep on anything yet.
Wasn't there someone that was heel hooking everyone in the UFC a few years ago or something? I mean, like Ryan Hall didn't he have that crazy, like, wasn't he on like The Ultimate Fighter where he was heel hooking everyone?
Still has the inside collar tie.
That was quite some time ago. That might be too far from what you're referencing.
He's not. Well, there he goes. He wasn't shelving, clearing it off, but finally did.
I will make sure that Morgan is not breaking anyone's.
Where are you going? To Snoop. A mid-air homicide? I will work this case for free. I don't mean that. That's just something people say.
Trading a lot of ties.
Ryan's leading the dance. He's landing.
Dopp in on a single. Oh, again, high elbow guillotine.
Old Tim Spriggs jumping the gilly here.
And that's
He's kind of obviously going for it the whole time. Gets the sub there.
as he turned him over. He did a great
Ooh, a little suave little celebration from Tim Spriggs too, huh?
all away from Tim Spriggs, but Spriggs just so hard on that neck.
I thought
The 99 kilo category.
Oh, Walter Walker, Johnny Walker's brother. Are they? I don't know if they're actually
Perez going, yeah, Perez going
brothers.
early here. I don't know if you
Yeah, I think you're right. I think Walter Walker was
Two-day event in Anaheim.
heel hooking a bunch of people.
Now streaming. I can solve it. An all-new summer event takes a spin.
His last 4 wins are by submission.
It's like we've been through something physical here.
Celebrity Wheel of Fortune. Exclusively.
So yeah, in the UFC, he's had 5 fights in the UFC. He lost his first one by unanimous decision, and then he won his last 4 by submission.
Because as soon as he starts looking behind the knee of one leg,
And they're letting him go.
Yeah.
Because this is a dangerous leg.
Tango and Perez hustling here.
Because then he had that karate combat match against Zion Clark too. Because they did this like whole gimmick, right, with where he was heel hooking everybody, and so they had him fight Zion Clark, who doesn't have legs, in a karate combat match. Kind of a weird vibe, to be honest.
one leg right there. He's going for it again, guys.
Oh my God. Continues his assault.
Perez got a little cut. El Patron.
He starts collecting these legs, and he's behind the left knee. And ladies and gentlemen, this is an outside heel hook. When you can see the outside of the ankle, that's
All right, now
an
we're
outside
back
heel hook.
into
He
it.
did the right thing to roll, but
We can skip those boring parts, dude, with the freaking with the archives. You know what I'm saying, boys? Ooh, Patrick Gaugio
Summer's best. Perfect
inverting through on it.
at Target.
Kennedy's got to fight the hands here. Get his hips forward. Oh, he slipped off when he went for it.
he's looking
But he taps.
There's nothing nastier than an inside heel hook, and everyone feels it. Yeah, I mean, definitely whenever a dude gets just dead to rights put into an inside heel hook and just like kind of eats it for a little too long, it's definitely one of the submissions where it's like, holy shit, dude. Holy shit. I would put, as far as like most devastating submissions currently are, I'd probably put like a Z-lock up there. Maybe at the top of just like, if somebody doesn't know how much danger they're in and they get put into a Z-lock, then it's just like, dude, that's just going to explode your knee. Like Lucas Kennard versus Julio Martins, where Lucas Kennard was just Z-locking him and he was just eating it, and it was like, oh my God, bro. I don't think your knee is going to be all right. I don't think your knee's going to be the same after this one.
Depend on us to keep you driving.
Dependable people.
Dependable people. Dependable people.
Perez with a little look at the back here. Gaugio shucking him off.
50-50 for Tafa.
I mean,
Yeah, Joseph Chin Z-locked Derek Rayfield on Who's Number One. It was insane. He like snapped his knee. Derek Rayfield was literally like, I don't even know what that was.
Can't tell. I don't know. Like the ref even looks confused if you ask me.
For Walter Walker, and immediately came over to talk to DC about his brother Johnny. This is a huge win.
A little argument here between Perez and Gaudio.
A verbal tap from Junior Tafa.
That was like one where the referee wasn't stopping it, but they were just both agreeing. Like, let's just take a little minute and talk through this. Let's just talk through this, man. I'm unhappy, you're unhappy. Let's just get to the bottom of this, you know? That was very impressive. Trey told me heel hooks are fake. Yeah, me and Vinny Magalhaes, we don't believe in those. If you're rolling with a dude who's really good at heel hooks, then yes, you should be cautious. But if you're rolling with a dude who isn't quite as good at heel hooks, but is just throwing them a lot, I find you can eat them more than you think you can. And I don't recommend that. I wouldn't recommend just eating heel hooks, but my body, my choice, brother, you know? And so I'm going to eat them a little more than I should. I already got like 30% of my meniscus removed, so I'm good, you know?
What's the latest on where things stand with the Celtics and Jaylen Brown?
Courtney, sources tell me the Celtics have actually started strongly shopping Jaylen Brown, soliciting offers from a market of about 8 to 10 teams in the last several days. It's unclear whether a deal is close.
I need my knees. That's fair.
High price threshold that the Celtics have set from the outset of any type of a Jaylen Brown trade. We know a couple weeks ago they offered Jaylen Brown and 2 first-round picks for Giannis and Antetokounmpo. So
remember when Gordon caught Keenan in that sick guillotine? That's pretty much retired Keenan. In the what was that, like 2017 finals or something? Forget eating a yolk. We got work tomorrow, brother. Yeah, true. Like I said, I don't recommend it. You have to use your discretion in the moment.
My understanding is Jaylen Brown has not requested a trade. This is not something that he has.
You got to use your discretion in the moment. Do you want to be king of the freaking Sunday Open mat or not, dude? If you want to be the absolute legend of the Sunday Open mat at your local gym, then sometimes you got to eat them a little bit. Stephen Glanville, I think Charles Oliveira has the best jits in MMA. That's a fair point. Charles Oliveira is just like probably like the best guy in MMA who's connected to Jiu-Jitsu in some way, you know. Make sure you roll the right way. Yeah, for sure.
Any concern, Laura, the Walker might get heel hook happy?
Yes, because
Yeah, rolling the wrong way and just blowing out your own knee is tough. I don't recommend that.
he's going for it again, guys.
The crowd's going crazy for one of the other mats. That was probably like the Lachlan match or something.
And ladies and gentlemen, this is an outside heel hook. When you can see the outside of the ankle, that's when it's an outside heel hook. He did the right thing to roll, but Walker followed him. Oh my gosh. I almost flipped the table.
I like the way that Perez. Oh, beautiful.
Ooh, a little snap down from Perez.
I like the way that Perez disengaged the mercy grip with his left hand. Pulled his wrist over the top.
Perez at like Perez on the gilly. You don't want Perez on your neck here, pal. But Gaugio got out.
Kennedy's got to fight the hands here. Get his hips forward. Oh, he slipped off when he went for it.
Perez did 77 at this ADCC. Oh no, he did 88. I was about to say, because I was like, Perez looks kind of big for this one, honestly. Yeah, he did 88 at this one.
Goes right for it, right in on it. I mean, there's no defending that. He's in on.
Loses the leg.
And Perez has got some work to do here to move Gaudio, get back to a chance where he can score some points.
Yeah, now if Perez had initiated
It's so weird seeing how much the pacing game plans have changed in just 7 years. Yeah, there's like, I mean, there's some differences for sure, but I feel like a lot of the stuff you see in like current jiu-jitsu has still kind of been happening like forever, honestly. Like there's so much stuff that you can watch in modern day jiu-jitsu that like derives from Marcelo Garcia and stuff, you know, from way back in the day. It's kind of like jiu-jitsu's like a little bit of a flat circle, you know? There's kind of like, there's iterations and like kind of like innovations of moves and stuff, you know? And then those cycle around and then it goes back to single leg X and X guard and then, you know, that kind of phases out for a little bit, but then it goes back to like now there's like a butterfly guard resurgence and stuff, even though like that's like Marcelo was doing that so far back in the day. It's kind of like jiu-jitsu is a little bit of a flat circle.
loses the head though, so he's on a single leg.
Oh, picks him up and slams him now. Oh, is he in side control?
Look at John. John's peeking down and I'm like, hey boys, let's keep it over there. I'm trying to coach here. Boys. Let's keep it on your mat. All right, pals? All right, buddy? Patrick jammed his finger.
Set in the mat here, in the middle of the mat here. Perez has got 1 minute to try and pull this back. Referee just making sure that the grips are reset in the correct position. It is a full rear body lock here.
There's a dude named Liam Badges who does local competitors for 10th Planet in Bath, New York. The stuff he pulls off is insane.
Yeah, he's managed. It looks like he's managed to hustle his way.
Updating formulas is how I view it. Yeah, that's a good way of viewing it. MacTube, what's up, MacTube? I saw you comment earlier. What's up, bro? Thanks for joining the stream. Which guys that haven't gotten an invite yet to this year's AC do you really hope still get one? Personally, I really hope Andrew Tackett, Levi Jones, Helena, and Ruslan Abdullayev get in. Didn't hold on, let me look. I think the number one guy that I kind of have my eye on right now that I feel like could get an invite is Taylor Pearman at 77. I think Taylor Pearman, I think it would be sick if he got the invite, honestly. I kind of hope he's there. I would say that's like my top guy that I'm kind of thinking of. Yeah, for sure. I mean, like, it would be awesome if Levi Jones Leary got in. Levi's so sick to watch. Andrew, I don't think Andrew will get in just because of the UFC BJJ contract and everything, so I don't think he'll be able to do it or anything. Helena's in, and yeah, Helena's in, and then Ruslan Abdullayev, like, I feel like maybe they did. Did they invite Ruslan? Yeah, Ruslan is also in. Ruslan Abdullayev is in. Liam the Alien Badges. What's up, Mrs. Trashman? Welcome to the stream, Mrs. Trashman. You're hip to Liam Badges too? Okay, if Mrs. Trashman is saying that Liam is sick, then I gotta watch. I'll watch for sure now. Patrick Gaggio gets the dubski there. Settle down, Mrs. Trashman. All right, we got John Hansen versus Muhammad Ali. Uh-oh. Who is kind of going to fight in the super fight now that Gordon is retired? Yeah, on the adcombat.com website, like the ADCC website, they have the super fight as Kynan Duarte versus Yuri Samois. So it looks like it's going to be Yuri versus Kynan. Based on their official list on their website.
Yeah, Hansen trying to get up underneath under the legs, and I think that's not a bad strategy.
Well, Ali, definitely one of the heavier competitors in the Absolute division. We've got a pretty even mix all through the weight classes represented.
Mr. Trashman, big fan of the streams. Love to hear it. Love to hear it. What state do you live in, Trashman? Or are you off the grid, huh? Guy like you, probably off the grid, huh? Can't be settled down to one state. Just out there freaking collecting trash all over the world. The UFC BJJ athletes are allowed to come, but this is the last year, so that's why I was hoping for Andrew and William would do it. Same with Cassia Mora. I think my understanding of that is that the roster can do it, but I think their champions can't still. Like, I think their champions already can't do it, but I could be mistaken. I don't know. But then I believe they're trying to work towards where the entire roster can't. I don't know, dude. Freaking someone from UFC BJJ is watching. Let me know. Let me know, and I'll correct myself. Yeah, parts unknown. That's what I figured, actually. Trash man. Dude, Muhammad Ali, such an absolute tank. What if Kynan wins super fight, weight class, and absolute, and ties Gordon with 7 titles? That would be insane. That would be pretty insane, to be honest. He's he is in for under 99 on their website. I don't know if they would let him also do the absolute. It could break the whole system, right? Where if he wins the super fight and the absolute, then he's supposed to fight himself now. In theory, parts unknown is New York. Nice.
Sean, 2 years ago when Ali competed here at the, he competed in Finland at the ADCC World Championships, the one weakness that he did show was that he was very susceptible to the leg locks, and he openly talked about the fact that he just wasn't clued up for the heel hooks and he wasn't prepared for it. But I wonder what kind of work he's done.
This is John Hansen with a beard.
We didn't see any hint of a leg lock battle exchange with the match with Nick Rodriguez yesterday. So competing here in the absolute division against John Hansen. John playing this.
John Hansen is crazy flexible, especially for a big guy. Mac2, bro, I love your streams. When we start to see behind the scenes gyms embedded type videos for ADCC camps, I love watching those. He gets me invested in their stories. First of all, I appreciate that. Appreciate that you love the streams. Thank you, my boy. We are beginning the road to ADCC next weekend. So next weekend, I'm flying out to Parts Unknown, and not New York, but a different Parts Unknown for the first shoot for our kind of like road to ADCC specific series. So I think we have like 7 specific episodes planned, like semi-planned for like a road to ADCC series, kind of going all over the world for it. Should be pretty sick. And so, yeah, hopefully those will be coming out soon. I mean, definitely this time, like from now until ADCC Worlds is definitely like an insane time for someone in Jiu-Jitsu media, you know? We're going to be just cranking out like a ton of ADCC stuff. So hopefully the videos will be coming out soon. I'm trying to figure out a way to do live streams from the gyms while I'm visiting them. I don't have a solid plan yet, but I'm kind of wondering if maybe I just go with like an iPhone on a gimbal type of setup so that I can just run a stream like in the gyms and stuff, and potentially some IRL type of stuff while I'm out visiting these athletes and everything. So I don't know. Maybe that'll be in the works. I have like until July 10th to figure that out, I suppose.
Might not be a good idea.
Well, we've talked about this in the past, Sean, that Ali, not really a traditional wrestler.
Do you guys count Gordon as having 7 titles? I don't think beating Pinna in a super fight when Pinna didn't win the previous tournament counts. I mean, ADCC counted as official medal, so I feel like it counts. We asked ChatGPT about it. ChatGPT doesn't count the fight against Pinna as a title either. What the heck else does ChatGPT have to say?
Very nice pass, almost complete, but leg squeaked back through.
Solid work from Hansen in recovering guard there. Got a half butterfly hook. Mohammed does have the crossface and underhook, very low underhook.
Yeah, this is a great position with his left arm. I like to get my arm stuck under there. It really stops the movement of the butterfly.
But yeah, I'm stoked on kind of some of the ADCC content we have planned and everything. I think hopefully it should be some pretty cool stuff. I think we're trying to do something cool with the series this year so that it's exciting but also informative and everything. And hopefully you'll get to know some of the key athletes we're going to go out and visit via the videos and everything.
There was no pin there, so still 0-0. Nice back step from Ali. I've got to say, I am really impressed so far by Hansen, his ability, his leg work.
If Mika hasn't improved his leg lock defense, I feel like people like Mateus, Levi, and others will come after him. Yeah, potentially. But also, I think Mika's out as of right now. On their official list, they don't have Mika in. Mika or Diogo. Mika, Diogo, and Giancarlo are all not on the official list as of right now. So they might not be there. which like all three of those divisions are already kind of like wide open, insane divisions, even with the returning champs. But if you remove the returning champs of Mika, Diogo, and Giancarlo, those divisions are so wide open. Like they're so insane. Like when you look at them and it's just like, all right, now who could win 77, especially with no Mika? Like PJ Barch, Dante Leon, Mateusz Jasinski if he goes on a run. Like just so many people. Like there's like young guys like Lil Jacob and Michael Sains who could pop off, you know. Wagner, obviously, always a deadly threat. Like that whole division is pretty insane, but you remove the returning champs and it does just kind of make for such a wide open, like, dang, what is going to happen now type of division. Same with 66. Like Diogo going back to back in 66 is nuts, just like Giancarlo going back to back in 88. And I feel like when you have someone that dominant as like now both of them being two-time champions, and if they would have returned, like a two-time champ returning to three-peat, three-peating is so insane, but I just feel like it also makes it where it's like, okay, obviously that's the guy. You know, it's like hard to pick against a dude who's going for a three-peat. But now it's like if you look at 66 without Diogo, it's like Diego Pato, for one, almost won that final before Diego flipped the tides and then took over and submitted Pato. But you have so Pato's in there. Obviously, Owen Jones, pretty insane. Dorian Olivares, I feel like Dorian Olivares is on kind of like an insane tear right now. On the Instagram post, all those champions are in. Yeah, it's kind of like it's a little weird right now because ADCC just the other day just dropped their full list. Kind of a little bit out of nowhere, to be honest. Like we didn't know that they were about to drop it or anything. So I was kind of just I just saw it one day and I was like, whoa, shit. They just dropped the complete roster for every division. So I'm kind of just going off of that now since it's on the ADCC website. It feels like that's would be the most official thing currently. And yeah, they're not included in the ADCC website's official roster. Swoop guy. This ADCC has less established guys. Kind of exciting for so many new faces to rise up. Yeah, definitely. It's like the generations in jiu-jitsu happens quickly, and you know, there's definitely a bunch of new generation guys coming for this one. Now we got teammates Gary and Gordon going against each other. Why do you think Giancarlo is out? On one hand, I think he's out just because he's not on the official list. But if you're asking me why I think he is not on the official list, Giancarlo had to have some more serious surgeries than I think people realized. Yeah, I talked to him one time. I saw him at a local indie pro wrestling event. I was there filming some stuff with Jimmy House, which I need to make that video and drop that. I have a behind the scenes video with Jimmy House, who's a jiu-jitsu black belt, but now he also has signed a WWE ID contract. So it's kind of sick, jiu-jitsu black belt turned WWE superstar. But Giancarlo was there also because Jimmy trains with him. And I talked to him and I asked if the surgery was more of a maintenance type of thing. And he said it was actually a pretty serious surgery. So I think maybe he's just deciding to take this one off and let his body heal up is my impression.
Oh, wow. So Patrick is fighting right now.
Yep.
He haven't finished, or Perez is fighting, and then they fight Lachlan right after, and then they fight. Well,
exactly.
Someone ain't gonna get no rest. It's a battle. Oh, sorry guys, I got a little excited on the side match here. So we still got Gordon working on that rear naked choke. Man, he's so good on trapping that arm. See, he's trapping that arm.
Yeah, that's the Danaher back attack system. Traps the arm with the leg, but traps the bottom arm, and then starts lifting the chin. Sean Williams was here describing it to a T.
Gordon working the choke here on Gary.
His head. See how he uses his head to insert the hand. Now it's not going to be a one-hand tap. It's a one-hand tap.
You can see the pressure being applied on Gary.
Just such insane control from Gordon right here. Has the arm trapped, has the other arm just stuck, controlling it. Hitting the single arm rear naked. Gordon gets the tap.
Gordon Ryan, second submission win of the Absolute division. And Gaudio's got some really good.
All right, well, is this Patrick Gaugio versus Lachlan now?
I think it's his father that has a gym.
I'm all in on O'Flanagan. Yeah, Owen O'Flanagan, hard not to root for that guy, dude.
You can see that Gaudio's like a tank.
Yeah.
Owen O'Flanagan's absolute menace. I mean, his division is nuts. Over 99 or under 99.
I think that Gaudio
Under 99, Owen O'Flanagan is going to have to be in there with Kainan Duarte for one. He's on the list for doing the division also. Declan, Achilles Hosha, Adam Wardzinski, Cyborg, Michael Pixley, Marcin Mashiolovic, Patrick Gaugio, Stefan Banta, Luke Griffith. Got Luke Griffith going down to under 99 for this one. So some absolute dogs in that under 99 division. Kind of sneaky. One of the craziest divisions, if you ask me. Like, over plus and minus 99 aren't always the craziest divisions, but like it might be for this one. But yeah, Owen O'Flanagan, absolute menace. Love watching Owen.
Yeah, but I don't think Gaudio gonna play that game though.
What do you think John Danaher was thinking during that match? He was probably neutral. I don't know. I guarantee you he didn't say a single word the entire time.
Like, oh shit, I don't want to get in. You know, I want to stay away from it, and that can turn that down a little. And like we were talking the other day, you know, just like that champion stigma though. So Lachlan is working that little inverted entry for the leg lock / heel hook. He has a nice grasp on it.
Dude, it's just so sick watching Lachlan start attacking the legs, and like once he starts getting into leg entanglements, it's like he will get them. He will secure the leg entanglement and then go from there. And then he just like stays on them forever, you know? Like even here, watch, I guarantee he just starts like forcing a little wedge, getting a frame in there, and then boom, immediately going back into it.
And you know, Gaudio's playing a dangerous game because there's enough space for Lachlan to rotate and enter in a lot of those leg lock entries or any sort of entry at that point.
Well, because his knees are on the floor.
Yeah.
So he's not putting pressure on Lachlan. So give him a chance to set it up. And he's going again for that setup. Let me study that. Okay, knee on the little shield on the armpit. Inside foot. That's a lot of flexibility right there. I got to step out my yoga.
Gaudio retreating. He's got to be.
You guys are big on Owen O'Flanagan though, huh?
It's too much. I see the side.
Who's you guys' current favorite grapplers who are going to be at ADCC to watch?
He does that. I gotta say that the heel hook game that didn't show up.
Also, do you guys have predictions? Who do you guys think is going to win each division?
Well, Gaudio just got a warning right now for not fighting. And boom.
For retreating the position, you cannot retreat backwards more than a few steps, I believe. You'll get the penalty.
Yeah. Well, we just got Cyborg here saying don't play with that, and he actually.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't fall back on the legs if I was Gaugio. It might have been an oopsies.
He got it. He has it. He got it.
Lachlan gets the tap there. Now in this run, Lachlan has submitted Kainan Duarte and Patrick Gaugio. Pretty insane.
That was. We just heard Cyborg.
Lil Jacob.
Not play that game.
You got Lil Jacob, Bryce? Now we got Buchecha versus Tex. I miss seeing Buchecha compete, to be honest, especially at the World Championship. Just such an electric atmosphere whenever Buchecha's at Worlds. It's like Eric Muniz is so incredibly good and, you know, has like is so dominant, but he just doesn't like capture the same energy in the pyramid that Buchecha captured whenever Buchecha was running the Absolute division, you know? Like, kind of like, the Absolute division just hasn't been the same really ever since. It's definitely incredible. There's been some insane moments and stuff, but hard to compare to the Buchecha era. That's right. That's where the Giles saga begins. Is Marigali back for this one? As of right now, I haven't seen him be invited or listed or anything. Nothing better than a small guy beating a big guy. It's just the essence of jiu-jitsu right there.
8 minutes, 30 seconds left in this matchup. Buchecha inside the closed guard of Aaron Tex Johnson.
Owen's genuinely the guy you're most excited for, huh?
Yeah, now it's where the technique comes into game. I don't think Buchecha wants to stand up to try to pass.
Yeah.
You know, but that'll give Tex the opening to try to, you know, go under and everything. So if he wants to open, he has to get an angle and just try to break it open right away.
Yeah, we know Tex loves the leg locks. Haven't seen so much of his closed guard over the last year.
MagTube, your favorites are O'Flanagan, Mateus, and Luke. Still love watching the upsets, though, definitely. Yeah, I mean, that's always one of the best thing about the ADCC World Championship is no matter what, there's going to be some insane moments and some crazy upsets. You know, someone's kind of arrive out of the ashes of the ADCC World Championship.
More ADCC experience than any other athlete in the world, I believe. As you called it, Buchecha stands and Tex is going for a leg.
Little wrestle up from Tex there, but Buchecha stomps it out and then almost kind of takes the back here. There we go. Still got a little angle on that back take.
Buchecha doesn't really have chest to back control yet. Looks like he's going to try to progress to mount. Flees the leg lock. Tex is going for those legs. He's hunting for that heel hook.
Ladies and gentlemen, now on mat 3, representing the United States, Tim Spriggs.
Do you guys have a favorite ADCC you've ever watched? I feel like it was probably pretty hard to beat ADCC 2022. That was a pretty lightning in a bottle-esque event, you know?
Tex elevating the leg there. Trying to make some space to enter. Buchecha doing a great job bouncing out.
Where's the bracket? Can I see the bracket for a second? Who do we have here? We have Buchecha and Ali.
ADCC 2022 just had so many insane things, you know? Obviously, there was the Gordon-Andre super fight. You had Gordon in his division. Cade Ruotolo going all subs to become the youngest champ ever. With the final being Mika versus Cade. That was obviously crazy.
Elevated by Johnson. This is what Johnson likes to do. Oh, and using the opportunity.
Yeah, 2022 and 2019 feel so good. 2022 felt like the culmination of like a decade's worth of stories for so many guys. 100%. Like that was like, I feel like that's why it's so hard to recreate the magic of ADCC 2022 is because it was just, you know, it was like, even if you just look at the Gordon-Andre storyline where like they had beefed way earlier on and then like basically they told him like, you want to fight Andre, then you know, win the Absolute. That's how you do it. And then eventually for Gordon to actually do that, to win it, and no spoilers, but to win it in 2019 and then come back and do the super fight. But then also like so many young guys, like yeah, Ty's Absolute run was absolutely insane. Gordon versus Nicky Rod was insane. Diogo coming out, winning the 66 kilo division.
On the clock, Buchecha's on the top, 0-0. Tex is still working that arm. Whoop.
Marigali making his ADCC debut in 2022.
Yeah, see? But that can open knee on the bottom. Yeah, see, that's what we're talking about. Now he's gonna work that smash. I'd like to see Buchecha maybe going to like a hand grip there, a super hold. Who don't know the super hold is just pretty much your hands.
Marigali's his gym is open now, not far from me. I haven't been there yet, but I need to stop in and go train with him.
Aggressive. No points yet. Is he gonna go for the back or for the mount? What do you think?
In their absolute prime, who wins, Gordon or Roger Gracie? Whew. Asking the tough questions, MacTube. Trying to get me freaking killed out here, huh?
3 minutes left. Buchecha up 3-0.
I don't know, to be honest, dude.
Here in Anaheim.
Well, let's ask the chat. Chat, what do you guys think? Who wins in their absolute prime, Gordon or Roger Gracie?
Looks like it's going to be Gordon Ryan versus Gary Tonin.
So what do you think about that match?
That'll be interesting.
Are they really gonna fight?
Let's hope so.
Yeah. It's so interesting how like during the finals this place was so kind of quiet and now the energy is back. It's kind of like eerie even, you know.
We need the drummers again.
Oh yeah. But you know, it's just going so fast. It looks like a training session. You know, you go once.
Yeah, favorite moment was watching Marcelo's debut in 2003 whip everyone out of nowhere. Definitely, dude. It's like going back and watching some of the old Marcelo matches are still so sick, dude. It's just incredible.
2 minutes, 12 seconds left.
Got Lauzinho Vieira coaching Marcos and Murilo Santana.
Imad says Gordon, obviously.
Tex is such a cool guy, man. He spent some time in San Diego, you know, training with us over there. But not the back take. No, he's gonna stay on top.
Isn't a little apples and oranges though, gi versus no gi? Well, Roger Gracie has the most dominant ADCC run of all time, 2005. He won his weight and absolute all submissions. So definitely, he has no gi pedigree as well.
I think Murilo beat him with that thing. Maybe we should get both in the commentary.
Back to the close guard, Tex Johnson, showing a little bit of frustration there. Marcus Almeida Buchecha inside his guard. As we mentioned, he's going to get the winner of Ali and Spriggs next round.
Yeah, definitely. It's like, you know, there's something to that where athletes get better with each generation and everything. But like Roger did come back and fight Buchecha in the gi, and he beat Buchecha. So I don't know. It's just like hard to bet against Roger Gracie. But also, yeah, I don't know. Gordon is just like obviously no gi specialist, like the most dominant ADCC champion ever. So it's hard to bet against him too. I don't know. Honestly, that's not one I would want to have to pick. And also, I don't know if I got the chops to predict it correctly. Looks like Buchecha is gonna take the points win here over Tex, though.
He knows he has some tough matches coming up potentially.
And that's what we were talking about yesterday. I think it happens sometimes, you know, where you
Last second wrong side triangle attempt from Tex.
That's exactly what
As time runs out.
He's so concerned about conserving the energy and not hitting up that when it's time to heat up, he doesn't do enough. You know, and then we saw him in Kainan, you know, he couldn't bring
Spriggs up against Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali with the red.
How do you think Marcelo fares in today's super heavy era, Roger Jacare? Like you're saying if Marcelo was in the Absolute? Joao says Roger is Brazilian. The name of the sport is Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. End of discussion. Okay, Joao.
And you know, this is nothing special either, Sean, right? I mean, it's obviously as ADC it's special, but the fact that two teammates are fighting, they do this in the gym every day.
That's right. It's nothing different than you do every day. It's just in front of a crowd. So
this is the kind of thing that, of course, if
Muhammad Ali versus Tim Spriggs.
you know, you would love the
Couple teammates here. Yeah, I don't know. Marcelo's another guy where it's like I would never want to count him out just for love of the game, you know? How could you ever bet against Marcelo Garcia? It's like, who doesn't love Marcelo? Like, imagine Marcelo versus like Victor Hugo in the Absolute. He's so crazy. I think Marcelo would still do well. I think Hodger and Jacare would also do well.
Muhammad Ali, you'd imagine they train together. You may have seen that before. No, kind of what to expect. Tim is a phenomenal wrestler. I have to say.
Yeah, he's a fantastic athlete, highly skilled.
Obviously, I'm Brazilian as well. I think we knew Joao. I think we knew.
They're going out of bounds, but this is still on. Muhammad just about manages to spin out.
So Joao, you're not like a big like Gary Tonin and Gordon fan then?
You called it.
There it is, right there.
You called that, how, and I'll tell you, that was a nice shot and just beautiful counter because that was a really nice double.
It looks like the TV might have taken a hit there and might be out.
I see Marcelo taking backs in today's era. 3rd place, maybe. Yeah, for sure. I think that's super likely. Swoop guy, I always like going back to old ADCC and watching the matches I might have missed. I'm always surprised which crazy match I missed and upsets I might have actually forgotten about. No, 100%, dude. There's just like this year will be like the 16th iteration of ADCC World Championship. Started in 1998, a year after I was born, and so it's just been running for like so long now. And then there's just like so many insane matches, insane athletes that like might have gotten like forgotten along the way. And then there's just like Mark Kerr being an example. Like Mark Kerr, ADCC champion, you know? And obviously he went on to do so much other stuff, insane MMA career, has a movie about him now made by the Safdie brothers, like just so much crazy stuff that it's like might be easy to forget that he's an ADCC champion. In the movie, The Smashing Machine, played by The Rock, there's a scene where The Rock is wearing like an old school, like vintage ADCC shirt during like one of Mark Kerr's like training sessions. Pretty sick. I was like, damn, that's pretty dope that they got him rocking an ADCC shirt. But then there's like athletes and stuff that just kind of stayed within the ADCC world that I feel like maybe like people newer to the sport and stuff might not even know, but they're absolute dogs, like Ricardo Arona, you know? Like Ricardo Arona is just absolute killer and stuff. Like if you haven't seen his stuff, go back and watch like old Ricardo Arona matches and stuff. But there's just a plethora of athletes like that from the ADCC history. What about Marigali versus Hodger Gracie in the gi? Oh man, dude, you guys trying to get me killed? Marigali's so sick in the gi. But Hodger's the GOAT, you know?
Here's another guillotine. Wow. Well, if Muhammad Ali is the bull, Cole...
Tim Spriggs throwing big boy Muhammad Ali off the mats over there, huh? Tim Spriggs ain't afraid to put his back into it a little bit.
They were coming close. And I'll tell you, yeah, he scooped them up, defended perfectly, and sent Muhammad Ali flying.
Feeling each other out. He's hand fighting here. Spriggs with the inside collar tie.
Almost points now. There's 10 seconds away.
I'll be right back. You guys hold it down.
I'm wondering if we'll see Spriggs open up and take some shots once those points, you know.
Right. Let's see if we'll see him come forward now. The points are active.
Maybe see some reshots off of Muhammad Ali shots, things like this. Arm drags. Looks like he might be thinking that way.
Had to go check on my dog Kona. She's just chilling on the couch. Another one that made me silly is I forgot somehow that Dante got third in the absolute, so I went back and watched his run because I just straight forgot that happened. Yeah, in 2024, that's where he submitted Mika in the absolute, and then Kynan in 2024 went 7 for 8 on submissions. The only person Kynan Duarte did not submit in 2024 was Dante Leon. That's crazy, huh? Not too many athletes compete shirtless these days. You still get a little bit, but not as many. What kind of dog do you have? She's like a Rottweiler mix. I like to call her a drug dealer mix. You know, we got her from the Humane Society. We did her DNA test, and she came back Rottweiler, Boxer, German Shepherd, Pit Bull, and Cane Corso. She's a beast. She's a little shy right now. She doesn't want to come in here, I guess. Mark Kerr has insane lore. He's had an insane career. Insane life. Oh, Mark Kerr. Yeah, those stats are absolutely insane. But it's just there's like so much that happens at ADCC, you know? It's definitely hard to like, especially in the moment, like right afterwards, to really like take in and process everything that just happened. But I thought you were gonna say your dog came back dirty for cocaine. Nah, she's stayed off it so far. We've kept her off of it. We're trying to get her back on the right path.
Half butterfly, almost in an X guard here. It could flatten out with that right leg, power that right leg over towards his left.
Fluffy Mika still looking crispy though. You're talking about his Mika's return at the New Jersey Open. Can we throw on the Kynan run from 2024? That sounds crazy. I'm down to watch that. I think for the sake of like, you know, keeping these streams focused on a topic, we gotta watch this 2019. You know, we gotta see where this goes. How are we gonna know how this division ends up if we don't finish it? I'm just kidding. But yeah, definitely I'm down. Maybe another stream we can watch the Kynan run or just like kind of more of 2024 stuff. Because he won under 99 and then also the absolute division. Definitely could watch his run. Or maybe when we wrap up this division and if I'm still feeling good, dude, looking good, talking good, maybe we throw it on. There's no rules, dude. There's no rules on these live streams. We can do whatever the hell we want, dude. Like I can, oh, they're going to start up again. I was going to say I can skip forward a little bit.
So they gave Tim a negative.
But Kynan's run in 2024 was absolutely insane. Like, when Kynan shows up in peak form, particularly at ADCC, he just looks unstoppable. Like, I know we watched him get submitted by Lachlan in this one, but it's just like, when Kynan's on, dude, he's just absolutely nuts. Shots for every guard pulled in. Yeah, there you go. When I see those guys running around the mat because what are you guys doing on this fine Wednesday afternoon, huh?
It's almost like a madness. Even this big is not enough to contain them. No. Spriggs, of course, to take down Muhammad Ali, he has to go forward.
Mika only 2 guys sub Mika at black belt, right? Dante had 2 very sketchy matches against Mika before, one at WNO, then people debated, and then got the scorecard changed to ADC mid-match. Yeah, definitely. So it's like there's been kind of 2 controversial one way or another matches between Dante and Mika. The WNO decision, and then like you mentioned, ADCC 2022, where they had the scorecard with Dante up, and then they kept it up for a long time, and then they changed it kind of after a few minutes had passed, which does kind of change what an athlete's doing And then, yeah, to submit him, I think the only people I can think of that have subbed Mika are Cade and Dante. I don't think anyone else has.
Really getting a little bit sloppy now. I think the exhaustion is
Dog straight out of Narcos, hell yeah. Trying not to die from heat exhaustion. Yeah, she's chilling right now. She's chilling. We got the AC on. Don't worry.
Submission wins in their opening round matches. Of course, Muhammad Ali scoring a heel hook over John Hansen and Spriggs with a guillotine of Jared Dopp. But there was very little rest before they came straight back out for this match right here.
I tried to call Kona back here, but she's being real bashful. She's playing coy with you guys. All right, Muhammad Ali advances. Now we got Gordon Ryan versus Lachlan Giles. We're getting deep into it now. What is this? This is like the. Are we already in the semifinals?
He just can't turn it back, man. See, they were talking about like a failed leg lock attempt, and I think Gordon.
Yeah, so this is one of the semifinals. Gordon versus Lachlan, and then the other semifinal is going to be Buchecha versus Muhammad Ali.
To maybe even commit a little bit to that leg and then take his back. So we have the United States versus Australia.
Gordon Ryan, 2007.
It's kind of weird watching one match at a time. Whenever I watch AC, I got 3 screens going. Yeah, 100%. We couldn't because this is like a supercut put together from all the matches. I couldn't really play it as like a quad box experience because I know we love a good quad box experience. That's what this stream is all about: quad boxing and just freaking getting down to the nitty gritty of the jiu-jitsu world, you know. But I couldn't just stream it as like an actual live event on Flow. I couldn't get the quad box going. But yeah, it is a little weird. I also, before I would like go in person to ADCC, I would also always be watching three at a time. Yeah, so far in this run, Lachlan's obviously kind of been able to get it done via his leg lock prowess against Kynan and Patrick Gauggio, but Gordon a little bit of a different beast when it comes to the leg locks. He's not just a big guy who doesn't know how to leg lock. He happens to be very, very good at leg locks and leg lock defense.
Next level of the leg lock game evolved. The ADCC 2019 is just a completely different game out there. A lot has changed.
Oh, he got it. He has a hand. He has. Ooh. We can see from this angle here.
Imagine in a parallel universe where Lachlan does win this one, though. Goes on to win the Absolute. Dante and Cade both beat him the same way. Dante beat him via straight ankle. Cade beat him via heel hook.
Seconds left in this match. Winner will face Marcus Almeida Buchecha.
Lachlan definitely had some good looks in there on the leg entanglements, but it's kind of a lot of Gordon just, doing the right stuff, getting out of it. And then obviously whenever Gordon gets chest to chest, top half or pretty much anywhere else, that's a tough place to be for his opposition.
Got a super hold there. That's where Gordon really steps up his game. Once he gets there.
I kind of, to be honest with you guys, I think for this year, 77 kilos, like, I think Dante Leon is really a dude to watch, bro. Like, it really kind of, there's just something in the air where I'm like, Dante, could it be Dante? Kind of feel a little bit like PJ Barch also, but.
He's just getting smashed from that inversion time after time, but he just seems so comfortable there. He's got amazing flexibility.
Yeah, you see, he trains with Craig Jones, and
Yeah, you're not gonna leg lock a Danaher Death Squad member at this time. That team's got to be a little bummed to lose the Danaher Death Squad name. That is the sickest team name in all of jiu-jitsu. Representing the Danaher Death Squad, that's so sick. What do you think about Dante being #1 in the rankings now? I mean, Yeah, I don't know. Joe Gilpin does all the rankings, and so he pulls all that together. He's like looking at it more in depth and everything, kind of analyzing everything going on more so than I. I think it's pretty sick. I think it's cool that Dante's pound for pound number one. I mean, definitely, like when you start looking at the track record of Dante Leon, like definitely there's a case for it.
I'd say it's just a matter of time. Now Lachlan needs to stay on his left a little longer so he doesn't let Gordon. Gordon could maybe
Yeah, get knives and shit. I think they still get knives. They just don't have the cool Danaher Death Squad name anymore.
5 seconds for points. Gordon's already
There was just so much like lore going on as well at this time around the Danaher Death Squad. Reed made that sick ass Danaher Death Squad All Access series. That was so dope. It's like riding the train with those guys and everything.
him, show more of his skills, getting arm locks here and there, a lot of back takes. Maybe he's
Eddie Cummings in the mix, in the blue basement.
Gordon now continuing to smash from mount. 4 minutes, 30 seconds left. And, the points are on, but
yeah, he's probably going to turn into a back take this.
I don't think DDS ever did a quintet. Not that I can think of.
He's very methodic. He has this. He still have 4 minutes to work on.
4 minutes left. Gordon Ryan mounted on Lachlan.
As we're watching Gordon mounted on Lachlan here, just freaking
There it is.
being an absolute gorilla, like Professor Dave said. There's if you guys want to help support the stream and everything, make sure and click that link in the chat. There's a pinned link that'll take you to FloGrappling and stuff. You can sign up if you want to sign up now. We got some big events coming up. Polaris 38, BJ Stars 19, and then eventually the ADCC World Championship. But it helps support me so I can do these and everything. If we get a lot of clicks on that link, so that the Flow bosses are like, okay, Trey's doing a good thing there. We'll let him keep it going. So if you guys can, just click that link for me and give a little support. I appreciate that.
One thing that really impressed me is how
Eddie Cummings was so nasty. Yeah, Eddie Cummings was insane.
conserving his energy on his matches. He's being very
Every
very
single match.
precise.
Yeah, we talked about
Will Nicky Ryan compete this ADCC? I don't really think so. It doesn't seem as though he's going to be competing at this one. It would be awesome if he did. What do you think about Mason doing his thing at UFC BJJ? It's awesome to see for Mason, to be honest. Like Mason Fowler, incredible grappler, one of the best grapplers out there. So it's cool to see him getting some shine, getting some money. So good for him for sure. One time I was in Rio de Janeiro, and Mason Fowler and Kai Otera just happened to be there, and we started hanging out with them, and we ended up going to the beach, and well, let's watch this Gordon sub real quick. Oh man, just like on the eyebrows. That's brutal. But Gordon gets the sub there over the eyebrows of Lachlan. But I was in Rio de Janeiro, and Mason Fowler and Kai Otera were there. This is one of my favorite Kai Otera stories that I have. And we decided let's go surfing in Rio de Janeiro. And we found these dudes who were like, yeah, we'll give you some surf lessons. And so they were kind of like our little like surf guides. And they give us some boards and stuff. It's like me, Mason. I can't remember who else was actually surfing. I don't think Kyle was surfing. Maybe like Michael Sears was with us for sure. I think maybe he was surfing too. And these guys started teaching us how to surf. And then Kyle just interrupts and he's like, no, guys, this is not how you surf. This is not a good way to do it. I will show you a better way to surf. And I'm Kyle Terra, so of course I am the best at surfing as well. And Kyle starts breaking down like how to surf and everything. He takes over the lesson from these dudes, these just like local Rio de Janeiro guys who are just surf bums. So you can just tell Kyle takes over and he starts leading the surf instructional. And then we go we just start surfing everything. But I don't even think Kyle got up whenever I can't remember if he went out or not, but I just thought it was so funny that it was like Kyle Terra's like, no, I'm gonna take it from here, boys. I'm a much better teacher, and he just took over the surf lesson. And those dudes were like, who cares? Yes, for sure. We're just hanging out. Kyle Terra's so funny. I think Kyle Terra is one of the funniest people in jiu-jitsu, to be honest.
Buchecha and Ali. Of course, Shanji Ribeiro, you had one of the most amazing ADCC fights in history of the sport.
Does the above the chin RNC comes from lifting? I mean, for sure, being strong as hell helps with it. I just think some guys just have an insane squeeze, you know? Like they have like a squeeze beyond what you're thinking their squeeze feels like. So it's just like, even if they're squeezing across your face, it's like, you can still kind of like create a strangle, you know?
Tranquil, and all of a sudden he just goes like crazy, you know, so strong, so agile. But Muhammad is bringing to him. Muhammad looks huge too. I fought Muhammad before with the gi. He's so strong. He looks a beast.
You mentioned Muhammad and the gi. These two fought before, and I did a Coyote Guard study on their match.
Mason Fowler also seems to be an absolute dog at Arc Raiders. Every now and then I'll see him like post something of just like all the goop he got. Seems like he's just like freaking tearing people up in Arc Raiders. Not a friendly raider from what I can tell. Not a friendly raider at all. He's going in for blood. He's going into Stella Night raids for blood, dude. So be careful. If you're on the game and you see Mason Fowler pop up, be careful, man.
Muhammad worked really well to scramble out of there. You can see Muhammad is not wearing a rash guard. We can already see him get very slippery. And
see Buchecha with the left leg under the shin, trying to get a little shin to shin.
Yo, need more of these, Big Trey. Try and do it every Wednesday. That's the plan as of right now. Every Wednesday we're hitting around noon. Started a little late today. That's my bad. But every Wednesday we're going to try and stream something. A lot of archive stuff, you know. If there's recent events that I can restream and everything, we'll do that. But trying to make it happen pretty much every Wednesday. We're going to start doing live streams, as well as if there's weekend events I can stream also, we'll stream those. Remember the double donkey guard butt move with Jeff Glover and Gio? Hell yeah, that's one of my favorite techniques all time. Double donkey.
And Muhammad frustrated that a little bit. And you can see Buchecha kind of slowing down a little, kind of like concerning his thoughts. And Muhammad is playing smart. Maybe waiting until for the time. We have 1 minute and 10 seconds until 2 points. Now Muhammad changed the side a little bit. A lot of wrist control. He's doing that, you know, he's pretty smart about it. He's not letting Buchecha maybe get in that underhook, right? Isn't that Ricardo? He didn't.
Yep.
Because for the Coyote guard, he needs to get that underhook. Okay, see it? That underhook, see it? We're talking about it.
A la Lucas Leite and Shanji Ribeiro.
I called it Leite, though. The switch.
It's kind of crazy how like nonchalant Buchecha is in some of these exchanges. Like even right there, like didn't really chase it or anything. He's like, nah, Muhammad will come back to me. He'll come back into my game.
The outside hook in turns the knee out, turns the leg out, and also I feel like it adjusts the hips and kind of lowers the hips, making it easier for you to sweep.
All right, Swoop Guy sent his Wednesday schedule. Let's see. My Wednesday consists of a lifting session, teach AM class, then nothing midday, then back to the gym for evening class. So this could give me a little something to do on Wednesdays. All right, perfect, Swoop Guy. So we expect to see you here every Wednesday. Don't miss it.
I just said I miss you guys for the Brazilian guys. You know, sorry. I just miss my Portuguese.
You're teaching some jiu-jitsu out there? What kind of stuff you showing? Trey, what's your favorite year ADCC to go back and watch matches from, or maybe favorite run from one athlete? I think if event as a whole, we kind of talked about this a little bit earlier, probably definitely ADCC 2022. Just a absolutely insane run. I think for favorite runs, I do think Kainen's 2024 run was absolutely insane. Cade Ruotolo's 2022 run was insane. The 2022 Absolute with like Ty Ruotolo just getting in there and just freaking mixing it up with Pedro Mourinho, Felipe Pena. His match with Marigali obviously was insane. But a lot of the stuff I've been watching a lot of the older archives because Flo was able to get like some of the earlier like 2005, 2009 archives. So a lot of times I've just been trying to go back and watch some of the legends that like were obviously before my time. And like there's a lot of them I've seen, but there's still like a lot I haven't, you know? So I try to go back and watch some of like the real old like classic ADCC stuff, like a lot of 2005 stuff or 2000. No, not 2005, is it? 2005 is the Hodger year. I don't think Flo has that one. Let me see. Let me look real quick.
Yeah, see, he's actually going for it now, but he lost the underhook. That's Buchecha chance right there. Oh, he got the grip. Coming up the back of Muhammad Ali. Boom, he dropped. Oh, he's gonna get it.
Gets both hooks secured, attacking the neck. Is Marcus Almeida.
He's gonna get it. He's gonna get it.
Goes for the rear naked choke.
Oh, he got it. He got it. Yeah, he got it.
Marcus Almeida, Buchecha.
Well, Buchecha gets the. How did he take the back? I missed it. I was.
Wow. He's gonna get on the floor maybe and then step over.
A little deep half to the back.
Yeah, see, he's actually going for it now, but he lost the underhook. That's Buchecha chance right there. Oh, he got the grip. Coming up the back of Muhammad Ali.
Pretty sick back take from Buchecha.
He's gonna get it.
Gets both hooks secured, attacking the neck. Is Marcus Almeida.
And just right on the choke.
Oh, he got it. He got it. Yeah, he got it.
Got him.
Buchecha submits Muhammad Ali.
Wow.
I live in South Texas, the RGV. I moved here a few years ago from the East Coast. The local community is kind of behind the times, so eventually we just got a squad and opened our own Nogi space. Open for like a year now, nothing crazy. That's pretty cool. What's the RGV?
When Buchecha jumped on his back, I felt like Muhammad knee kind of almost, faded away, and then he fell. And Buchecha.
The Rio Grande Valley.
Buchecha's your finalist for the.
Oh, you're like South Texas, huh? Like as south as it gets.
I'm very happy for Buchecha. Even though we fought ADCC last year and everything, I think he didn't have enough rest for the Open. We had a battle. He got Pena right away.
Like you're like down in like Brownsville or Reynosa. I wish we saw more people use the crotch ripper / banana split. I mean, that'd be crazy if we were just seeing everyone go out there and hit crotch rippers. I'm trying to take a trip to like Port Aransas or maybe even South Padre Island. If I come down there, can I come train with you guys? The RGV Death Squad, dude, that's sick. You guys should take that name.
All right, guys, we're in the bronze medal match here at the 2019 ADCC.
What made you move from the East Coast to that far South Texas?
Crazy day today.
Man, yeah. And the open weight here we have.
This is a third place match?
Giles.
Yeah, it'd be the third place match.
Shocking everybody. Not necessarily, not that his skill set can't shock. He can get Muhammad Ali.
Brownville's close. We're in Alamo.
He'll crack his heel as well, or his knee, because Muhammad Ali.
That's pretty cool.
Bit of weakness on the legs, and that's certainly, it's no secret what Lachlan's going to try.
Yeah, the thing with Ali is he's just so fast and explosive that
We go to the island for bodyboarding. Okay. All right, I might come down. You guys got to show me around a little bit, huh? What do you say?
I don't know. I feel like it's going to be tough to get Ali.
Double Flusher said probably got mixed up for cartel activity. We're on to you, swoop guy.
Right away, he's just sort of.
This is where he got Gaudio right here.
Yeah.
Here it is.
Oh,
there it is. There it is.
Gets the heel.
Lachlan to have Muhammad Ali in the third place match, dude. So insane.
Lachlan Giles does it again. Makes me eat my words right.
What do you mean, trash man? How is it?
Exact same technique. Boom. This place is going nuts.
In 2000, Jones was the big name of 2019 ADCC Absolute.
Just such an insane run from Lachlan Giles. Like a real testament to like, even if you just go to ADCC and have insane matches, insane moments, you know, like you can really become a star in the sport of jiu-jitsu. You don't even have to fully win the event. Obviously that helps. That definitely helps, but it can really like make your name for you. Just like Lachlan did in this 2019 Absolute run. Submitting Kynan, Patrick Gaudio, and Muhammad Ali, like so insane.
2021 ADCC World Championships. Galvão waiting to find out who he's going to face. Will it be Marcus Almeida Buchecha?
Yeah, Lachlan definitely one of the greatest minds of our sport. I'm a big fan of submeta. I use submeta a lot, to be honest. I like the way Lachlan breaks it down and everything. Definitely has like a great user interface as well, where it's just like kind of easy to like progress through the courses and everything. And Lachlan's just like, he's a great mind, like you said.
And you know, Buchecha, obviously coming from a different school, the checkmat representative.
All right, here we go. The final of the 2019 ADCC Absolute. Marcus Buchecha and Gordon Ryan. The first match that CJ ever watched, he said. I don't know if he's still here, but he was watching earlier.
Buchecha with any sort of heel hook or even get to his back, which has been something that Gordon's been able to do to pretty much everyone in this competition so far today.
Well, there is no question that Buchecha is one of the sport's best ever.
Yes.
So, Gordon up and rising.
Yeah, he's had an insane amount of athletes medal at trials.
It's can he make the movement? Because in movement,
yeah, it was like Bilal, Nadia Franklin, Kaya Rudolph. Can't remember who else. Yeah, the shoulder crunch of justice incoming. You called it double flusher. I feel like that double shoulder crush is like lives in, you know, in the hollowed halls of historic jiu-jitsu moments.
Very well right there to put Buchecha down. No points or anything yet, so.
This is a match that Gordon has wanted for quite some time.
Buchecha is just a hard guy to like keep down as well. Going in a little X guard here. I know we talk about this a lot, but nothing better than X guard.
Is to constantly attack Gordon and not let Gordon start those sequences.
Absolutely.
Either from the butterfly or from the single leg X, as I dare call it.
Yeah, the shoulder crunch heard around the world. I think Lachlan showed everybody the importance of leg locks, just like the squad. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. Lachlan entering this Absolute and submitting 3 of the biggest and toughest guys via leg lock was like an eye-opening moment for the jiu-jitsu world.
So Gordon will have to be, if he gets ahead, will have to be on point until the bell ends.
Lachlan's your number one jiu-jitsu mind guy, huh?
As we mentioned, will earn the right to face Andre Galvão and receives the $40,000 cash prize. Second place will receive $10,000. But again, at the end of the day, it's about the prestige of ADCC being known as the greatest grappler on the planet.
Yeah. Gordon pulling, getting some weight back on the heels, Buchecha. Right underhook now. That knee tap we've seen earlier, but Buchecha's got good head position. There it is again.
Both these boys, sturdy boys. Couple sturdy boys facing off in the Absolute, huh? One went for that little outside knee pick. Buchecha said, no way.
We've seen Buchecha explode into doubles and singles of his own. He's got very, very good explosive double legs, so.
You guys remember whenever Muscle Farm was like big on support, sponsoring a bunch of athletes in jiu-jitsu? I feel like that's one that kind of like went away. Is like Muscle Farm still doing stuff, or are they just like outside of the jiu-jitsu game? Also Hypnotic. I was definitely a fan of Hypnotic back in the day, but I don't think they exist anymore. Every now and then I'll see someone rocking like an OG Hypnotic gi or something. I'm like, dude, that's pretty sick.
Advocate of, getting a little bit of trash talk out there and being pretty vocal, and at the end of the day, generating interest. And what better way to solve that, sort of difference than in an absolute final?
Absolutely, yeah, you're right. Buchecha standing very upright.
Gordon Ryan just doing such a great job. Imagine if he could become a 2-division champ and double gold.
Just a lot of big boys hand fighting and collar tying so far. They'll get into it.
Buchecha with his own underhook now.
Sean Williams, I feel like the grappling world.
Who do you guys think has the best wrestling in jiu-jitsu right now?
In many different ways. Yeah. As far as who's the best, who's number one, who's on top right now.
I would say like Dorian Oliveira has got to be up there, right, for some of the best wrestling in jiu-jitsu. But honestly, a sneaky, incredible wrestler for jiu-jitsu is Diogo Hayes. You wouldn't really expect it. But Diogo does have pretty insane wrestling for jiu-jitsu.
Whoever wins this is going to be the new man in the grappling world. 13 minutes left, 3 minutes to go till we get to the points section.
Dante for sure is up there. Dante has pretty solid wrestling. I think he spends some time with like some guys from Purdue wrestling as well. Joey Blaze, I know, pretty sick wrestler. Has trained with Max and Dante in Toledo.
Get on the head of Buchecha, collar tie the right side, inside tie the left. Got your singles on the right side with that left inside tie, trying to pass the elbow.
If you guys are looking for wrestlers, like straight up like collegiate wrestlers to support, you gotta support Joey Blaze because he's also does some jiu-jitsu. And he also kind of has like this funky style where he kind of incorporates some jiu-jitsu into his wrestling a little bit. So definitely check out Joey Blaze. Give him some support from the jiu-jitsu world.
There's a body lock. It's very good in these type of situations.
Yeah, Brandon Reed.
People forward.
Achilles Rocha is your teammate. He is a sick wrestler. Achilles is awesome. You smashing Achilles, Anthony? You smashing him in the training room, just letting him win the competitions, though? That's nice of you, Anthony.
You can use the Uchimata, the Taitoshi, or the Horaigoshi to clear him out, but Buchecha's around that corner pretty well. The hips are, and Buchecha's hips are good. They're not as back as what we've seen.
I mean, I don't know if Wagner's just nasty for his age. He might just be nasty, to be honest. Took silver at 2024 ADCC. He's just still an absolute dog. He just wins matches. Dorian Brand Reed, maybe. Mike Pixley seems to do well against most on the feet. Super unorthodox, but the Rutolas seem like a nightmare on the feet. Definitely. Yeah, Pixley's up there for sure for one of the best wrestlers in jiu-jitsu. Pixley might, yeah, I don't know. He might be one of the best wrestlers in jiu-jitsu.
1 minute to go. So we get to the points. Gordon.
Pixley's slide bys and foot sweeps are pretty unmatched.
Turnover there, almost to the back, but gets on top. Uses it to get on top.
Pixley kind of has like a very upright style, you know? Like, he definitely obviously does a little judo in the mix, but he kind of has this like real upright, like, because he's always hitting slide bys and foot sweeps, some big throws. Dorian has very much more like a traditional, like down in a wrestling stance kind of style.
Now, obviously, Gordon's game. So if you're Buchecha, what should you be doing to try to pass that guard?
Yeah, you got to get through the hips, you know, but we've seen what happens if you deal with the butterfly guard. He's got that Udagatami. Sumigashi, just very good at Sumigashi in general, and sets up a lot of leg attacks from
I can't remember everything that happened in this match, but it goes to overtime, doesn't it?
Different game from here on.
Yeah, Buchecha's very explosive, gets by.
Sorry if that's a spoiler.
Pushing and the pulling are all ways to test Buchecha's balance and get underneath him. And Buchecha will, I think Buchecha's going to try to lock like a body lock.
Yeah, based on the time remaining, I definitely think this probably goes to overtime, but I feel like Pixley is also primed for long time limit matches too. Why do you think that? Swoop guy? Trash man, I agree with the Ruotolos. They just create chaos and thrive off of it. Yeah, 100%. It's like whenever the Ruotolos when they're wrestling and stuff, they're just like, the way they move their bodies and stuff, they do like so many like little ducks. Like they're like head weaving and stuff in jiu-jitsu. Just like weaving collar ties and just throwing their own hard collar ties. Probably developed from them just like fighting each other in their garage. Where they're both just like, it slowly ramps up and they just get more and more angry with each other and start freaking turning it into a real fight. I would 100% throw if I had to fight them for like 10 minutes straight. Brother, I don't think you would last the full 10 minutes. It is just like, it's all scrambles with snappy subs for sure. Like that's obviously why Andrew Tackett versus Cade was such an insane match, because Andrew Tackett just also has this like bringing a fight to you stand up style, just throwing insane scrambles, rolling through everything, but also catching insane submissions. So that was just like, you know, one of the most primed to be insane matches ever. Cade versus Andrew Tackett.
I didn't know that. Yes, very cool.
Now I can't remember who got it first.
Whoever got it first.
I don't really think Pixley fell off. I think Pixley just kind of like entered a different stage of his career where maybe he wasn't doing like, didn't do as much stuff and everything. Like he was getting seminars and all of that, and then kind of preparing for a return to ADCC and all of that. So I think it's just more of kind of like whenever guys have like huge moments and like that, becomes a, you know, an ADCC medalist. I believe he took 4th, right? Then they just kind of enter this different stage of their career where they don't do, like some guys don't do as much stuff out there and everything, but I think we'll see a primed Michael Pixley come back for ADCC, ready to go. Definitely one of the guys I'm most excited to watch for sure. That's kind of a funny little exchange there. Kind of collar tying from their knees a little bit.
Still a lot of time. 6:25. Buchecha comes forward now.
Buchecha is just all like, obviously Gordon different breed, you know, so it's like Gordon can kind of handle anything someone's gonna throw at him. But Buchecha is not the guy that I would want to just be throwing knee cuts at me. That is not the guy I would want just throwing hard knee cuts towards my guard. I think that would be a recipe for me getting destroyed.
Yeah, as long as it's all good fun.
What impresses me most about Gordon is he is a high calorie grappler with a gas tank of a 135er. Yeah, Gordon like does not. I can't think of Gordon really being exhausted ever in a match. Probably a lot to do with just like having such efficient jiu-jitsu, you know? Like just obviously one of the most insanely efficient grapplers on earth, like not expending extra energy, not doing anything crazy. Like Gordon's not some like insane dynamic grappler, but he's just like so locked in technique wise and just so efficient with everything he does do. And he also just trains so much and for so long, you know?
Less than 5 minutes to go. This ADCC Absolute final. Marcus Almeida Buchecha, Gordon Ryan. And, you know, recently we have some footage of FloGrappling. Buchecha actually visited the Blue Basement and, you know, had a little bit of a training session with John. And I don't think he rolled or anything with Gordon, but I know Gordon was present.
Tynan Dalpro, also a guy that like I don't know if I've ever seen him get tired. There's quite a few guys I guess like that, like Mika.
Always getting the latest videos, training videos, techniques, and more. Some of the best content on the planet on FloGrappling.com.
There's an arm drag attempt. The leg post by Buchecha.
Yeah, I was just gonna say the leg post is setting up Gordon's attack,
That's
but
right.
Buchecha fled right away.
Yeah, that's always a common thing.
Yeah, it could be part of it, Nico.
And that lets the leg slide underneath into the Ashigami position.
Who's winning the World Cup? USA, dude. Bro, I was talking to some people at the Flow Sports office about this. What's up with everybody whenever World Cup rolls around who are just like born and raised in America? What's up with everybody switching up on USA for the World Cup and now they're cheering for all these other countries? Like they're like, oh, well, you know, like my great grandma was born in Spain, so I'm going to cheer for Spain. No way. USA all the way, dude.
I mean, I always prefer to stand up and then get into the butterfly guard.
Everybody's switching up on USA because we're not quite the best, you know? But come Olympics, I don't see all these people who switch up during the World Cup. I don't see them cheering for these other countries during the Olympics. Seems like everyone's kind of back on the USA train. So I like to ride with the USA all the way through.
Yeah, being on the knees is considered.
Yeah, Tynan he did for sure this year. He seemed absolutely unstoppable. Had one of the fastest IBJJF World runs in history. Looked like an absolute Terminator out there.
Really depend on your leg pummeling ability. I prefer to stand on my feet. I like to trust my leg pummeling, but
Prime Gi, Dalpra versus Marigali, that would be insane. I want to see Mika Galvao versus Tynan Dalpra in the Gi.
Any arm drag attempt here.
That would just be an unreal match.
2 minutes, 15 seconds left. Arm drag by Gordon Ryan.
Tynan versus Jansen as well, definitely.
Trying to elevate Buchecha now. Buchecha kind of flow passing there.
Yeah, they fought, but it was at like a EUG, I think, like a 6-minute match. Kind of not as legitimate of a rule set, if you ask me. So I'd like to see him run it back at something like IBJJF Worlds, full 10-minute match, you know, see a more decisive situation. Well, very comfy. You want me to just briefly talk about it for 30 minutes? Yeah, let me lock in. Let me lock in and just briefly break it down for 30 minutes.
Wonderful job keeping safe.
Mika and Amit, you know, obviously they have a baby now and everything. Pretty crazy that Mika Galvao has a kid. But they're just like, they're doing their little social media thing too, huh? I'm always seeing these, all these little weird, like Mika and Amit, you know, funny little social media trend style videos. I think they also have like a food page. There's like doing like food content together. It's kind of funny to see. Funny to watch along. Yeah, just a quick next half hour recap.
So people shouting about, I'm there?
Yeah,
or-
that's what they think. That Gordon stood up, but he stood up and went right back down. I believe you have to get back up to the. Both guys have to be back up to the feet.
Yeah, and you know, we talk about the technical evolution of the sport.
Yeah.
We also see an evolution of the
I'm just a blue belt, but my black belt friend says Tynan has as close to perfect jiu-jitsu as he's ever seen. He definitely has very close to perfect jiu-jitsu.
I was talking to Shanji about this earlier, because sometimes you think it's 3 seconds and it's not. Maybe it's 2, and you pull and you lose.
10-minute overtime now.
Amit's old coach was Aaron Pico's coach, as well as Helen Maroulis's. That's pretty cool. Probably why she's so good.
Now, who do you think this favors back on their feet here?
All right, now we're in overtime.
Seen Buchecha explode yet. Gordon has
No pulling guard now for these big boys, unless they want a penalty.
move you around very well, and he gets into that body lock situation that he got into before.
Yeah, it's crazy that after Mika had a kid, Mika and Amit had their baby, we saw Amit return to competition before Mika. How insane is that? She's the one who gave birth. Amit's just an absolute machine.
Gordon's got it to his back successfully with those shots that were countered, and then basically same way, same tactic Meow used in some of his matches to take a shot.
Buchecha on the front headlock, bringing Gordon down.
Tries to get around there at the same time. Does Buchecha.
I don't even have what it takes to give birth, let alone return to competition right afterwards. I'm not built for it. And I'm not afraid to admit that. I'm man enough to admit that I'm not built for giving birth and then competing right afterwards.
You're on the knees, it's basically becomes like a turtle position.
Yeah. Once again, this is the finals of the 2019 ADCC Absolute Championship. Marcus Almeida Buchecha against.
You saw her at the New Jersey Open or Traps Mog. Did you see Mika? Were you there watching Mika too?
You know, I have to give props to Gordon Ryan, coming off a knee surgery less than a year ago.
Yeah, man.
And you know, many doubted if he would make it to ADCC, let alone be in the finals of the Absolute once again. And he's here.
Yeah.
And he's showing everyone why they call him the king.
Yeah.
But Buchecha is Buchecha.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
You know, I feel like Buchecha's got a bit of a.
Gordon just been going in on this arm drag for a large portion of the match. Still a major major staple of the Kingsway style, you know, is these arm drags. How do you feel about Colabate? Will he be involved? I love Colabate for one. Cola's awesome. Always been great to me. Super exciting dude to watch. Got to cheer for a young American kid as well, definitely. Will he be involved or invited? Will he be invited? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if he'll be invited. It's as of right now, he's not from the official roster they dropped. But also, I don't know if that's like really been his focus over this past year. I'm not sure if he'd want to like jump into this one or not. It seemed very clear that he was like very focused on winning a gi world title. 2019 Absolute bracket was lucky I wasn't there. That's right, Mustachio. Everybody was lucky you weren't there. Otherwise, things would be a little bit different. All right, the jiu-jitsu world would be in a little bit different of a place had old Mustachio been there. 2005 66 KG bracket was lucky I wasn't there. They all got lucky that year. Yeah, honestly, dude, the rooster weight division at IBJJF Worlds is lucky I can't make the weight. If I could make the weight for IBJJF rooster weight, it's over with. I'm winning rooster weight. If only I could make the weight. I'm only like freaking. What's the rooster weight division? Is it 125?
Behind the leg and the hip. But yeah, it's a
Buchecha
great
just got a -1.
Really?
Yep.
Let's look here real quick.
That's massive.
Yeah. That's massive.
127 pounds. So I'm only like 80 pounds over the limit. But if I could make it, don't have to worry about tapping the pressure there. You'd be surprised, dude. You'd be surprised. He's training Buchecha, who's a Roosterweight world champ. He can feel pretty heavy sometimes. But I would never tap to pressure.
Again, we mentioned that if Buchecha flees this position and retreats too many steps, you get another penalty.
Yeah.
So he's forced to attack here or pass or defend.
Yep.
Cut 80 pounds in 8 days? Yeah, might have to.
I'm dragging again.
10 pounds a day, that'd be so insane.
Gordon has good sumigeshis here. You've got obviously you've got arm drags into the ashigaramis. You've got arm drags into sumigeshis. Because you have the arm drag with 2 hooks. There's the leg post.
Crowd is going wild here.
And Buchecha's got his right arm is...
Yeah, the latter half of this match has been kind of all about this arm drag position from Gordon here. Just kind of constantly going back to it. Little arm drag from the butterfly. But Buchecha's just staying sturdy through it. Not letting Gordon fully use it. Imagining Trey and a TJ Dillashaw weight cut at it. I'm just crying and stuff. You guys remember that? Have you guys ever seen that video of Chris Cyborg doing a weight cut? And she's like in the bathtub cutting weight and she's just like crying and like yelling. Maybe she was singing, but I think she was just like yelling and like crying, doing just a brutal weight cut. That would be me. I would just be in the bathtub just screaming, ah, ah, like I'm being attacked by my own body. If I was doing a drastic cut, I would want everyone on my hotel floor to know that.
Basically, he did this earlier this weekend, exactly like Leandro Lowe.
The old style shoulder roll Rashies were so good. Yeah, they were sick for sure.
Don't stop.
Don't stop.
Yeah, I would dominate like Gabby at Roosterweight. If only I could make the weight, brother.
Yeah.
It's funny to say that because, like, I would just get destroyed still, but but it's funny to say because it's not possible.
There's the underhooks now again. Get a very good butterfly guard from this situation. Up there, he pummeled out of there. Pummel back in there.
Although this final went the distance and went to overtime, like honestly, there were more rewatching this entire Absolute division. A lot more submissions than I remember throughout the whole bracket. Like obviously, I knew about Lachlan subs and everything, but Gordon laughing at the Buchecha going into the legs. Buchecha giving him like, freak, dude, what do you want me to do? But way more submissions as a whole than I remember, honestly. It was kind of like we were talking about earlier, like so much stuff going on in ADCC and like forgetting a lot of the kind of like crazy stuff that happens. But yeah, I didn't remember quite as many subs in this Absolute division than I guess there were. A lot of hidden gems just out there hiding in the history of ADCC. This is the battle of the GOATs, honestly. Yeah, especially like at this point in time, you know, this really was such a huge match.
Big enough to do it.
Gotta be careful. Gordon's got those long legs.
You're 210 right now. You used to fight 180 at 170 once and did better. It's like a year and a time I did this. So my brain was like, if I cut and go lighter, it only getting easier. Then you cut into the 160s and died. That's crazy, dude. That's a brutal cut. Are you the best jiu-jitsu guy of all the Flow guys? Nah, I'm not. I'm not, dude. I got other things going for me, though, you know? So that's what helps me sleep at night. I just tell myself that I got other things going for me. I would say Reed's probably the best. Joe and Reed are black belts. Me and Slack are purple belts. So, you know, we got a lot to learn. I'll just say that. We got a lot to learn.
I used to call it the short arm lock, but reverse sounds cooler. Or Udigatami.
Udigatami.
Guys, we're 25 seconds left. One penalty for Buchecha. He's really got to do something if he wants this match. If not, Gordon Ryan has become the weight division, the double champ for the 2019 World Champion chair. We're 7 seconds away.
Here we go in the final seconds of this. Looks like Gordon Ryan is going to get the win over Buchecha via penalty. And obviously this set up the historic Gordon Ryan versus Andre Galvao super fight in 2022.
Wow.
One thing's crazy to think about. Think about this, boys. At this point in time, no one even knew what COVID was. No one had even heard the word COVID before. Yeah, so it went from 2019 to 2022. They didn't do it in 2021 because COVID stuff, and then it came back 2022. So it switched from being odd years to even years. But there we go. Gordon Ryan becomes an ADCC Absolute champ. What a run. What an insane Absolute. That division was absolutely crazy. But yeah, that pretty much sums it up. You guys want to do anything else before we get out of here? Anything else you guys want to say? Anything you want to do? Like I mentioned before, I dropped the, yeah, it does feel like a lifetime ago. COVID just created like the weirdest time warp in history. I just dropped this link in the chat again. If you guys want to help support the stream and everything, then click that link for me. You know, run up those clicks, boys. I need you guys' help here to run up those clicks so I can show the Flow bosses that we're doing a good thing here so we keep these going and everything. Yeah, Gordon laughing off Buchecha's leg attack. Thanks for the stream. Always a pleasure. I appreciate that. Double Flusher. Thank you guys for tuning in. Like I said, we're going to keep trying to do these, especially up until the ADCC World Championship. We're going to try and do these every Wednesday at noon, around noon. Okay, I'm not the most punctual. I'll admit that. You gotta understand your strengths and your weaknesses. I'm not always the most punctual. I'll try to be better so we can get it going right at noon. But if there's a better time too, let me know if there's a better time that we should be doing them. But I'll probably be back next Wednesday for another stream. Appreciate you guys tuning in and watching. Next week, I don't know what we're gonna watch yet. Maybe drop some comments. Let me know. What do you guys think we should watch on the stream next week? I think the one that I do kind of want to watch. This one was pretty Gordon heavy, obviously. So maybe we should mix it up and go a different one. But I do want to watch the 2017 88 kilo division. That's where Gordon won his first world title. But there's a lot of other sick ones we could watch. Someone mentioned watching the Kynan run from 2024. I definitely think that one would be worth it. So we can do that. And there's a whole lot more where that came from. A whole lot more ADCC archives we could be watching. So I appreciate you guys for tuning in, though. And I'll see you guys next Wednesday for the next one.